If you don't want to, don't do it.
Let's see what happens.
Doot, doot.
I'm going
It's
to.
loading. It's turning on. Wow, there's so many people missing from that general area. Oh, they moved. They moved. You moved farther away. Why'd you move farther away from me?
I think we're going to move them anyway.
I know. It's true.
Right now. In fact.
I bribed them.
What do you
Oh,
bribe
yeah.
them?
Move
very
right
exciting.
now. I didn't tell them. They don't know what's coming. They don't even know what's coming.
Ooh. Woo. Ooh. Well, that's halfway. Oh, yeah. Here I am.
Hey.
All right. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Wow.
We have a surprise service for you today. And before we begin, if you are sitting here, I'm going to require.
Ooh.
I was going to say invite, but nope, require you all to find a seat somewhere in these two sections.
Oh.
You may have to sit next to somebody you don't know.
What?
I think you may have to sit near the front. You're going to do it. Let's go.
What?
Anywhere in these two
Tom.
rows, and these two sections.
Oh, should they be?
Not
Do you
yet.
want them to be?
Not yet. But don't worry.
You will, though.
Your
You will
opportunity will arrive. So we are joined today by our 6th and 7th grade classes who are going to participate in our service. And for that reason, and because it's fun, our service is going to be a little different than usual.
How different is it?
Somewhat different. And that's all I'll say for now. We invite you to play along and to participate and to access your inner 6th or 7th grade self perhaps a little bit if you are not yourself in 6th and 7th
Unless that's
grade.
a bad idea for you, then don't do that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Find an age range that is somewhere between maybe like 4th and 12th grade that was a positive year. How's that sound?
Great.
Huh?
Yeah, good. The students have been invited to, if they would like
Not
to
required.
share, but not required, to share after the service with me their favorite part of the service. So if they get a reward if they do. If you want to share also, we would love to hear. I don't have enough rewards for all of you, though. I'm sorry. All right. What are we starting with?
We're going to start with some gratitude
Oh,
on page 68
That doesn't seem
of
so
your
out
prayer
of the
book.
norm.
And that's pretty normal, actually. Moda'ani. Moda'ani.
Yeah. Moda'ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shechezarta binishmati bechemla rabba emunatecha rabba emunatecha.
Do you want to do combined the song one, or do you want to read something?
Read something.
Okay.
We'll also mention that we're very delated that Austin is here with us today.
Austin is here with us today.
Yay. We'll do a really quick hi.
Okay. So I'm going to say some words. Okay. On page 76, we have a blessing that helps remind us that we all live in a body.
Oh my.
And if we didn't live in that body, it would be very hard to recognize each other and to see each other and to interact with each other. And that is the beauty of having a body. But we also know, some of us more particularly, but all of us in some sense, that when our bodies aren't working in the way that we are used to our bodies working, it is very hard to do anything that we're used to doing. So up to every single morning you could choose to say to God, hey, thanks for this body. Please help it keep working as well as it can for as long as it can. Because I know how hard it is to move through the world when it doesn't work. And so we will offer just the Chatima of that prayer on the bottom of page 76. That last line in Hebrew, we'll say it in Hebrew, and then we'll also offer it in English. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh chol basar umafli la'asot. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. And that body is animated by a soul, and those two things together make us who we are, and so we also offer a blessing thanking God for our souls.
Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi.
The bottom of page 78 will offer the Chatima, Baruch atah Adonai, asher biyado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish. So on page 80 and 82
and
84, we find, oh man, how many are there? 14 blessings.
So many blessings.
And we call these Nisim B'chol Yom, daily miracles. These are small moments that happen every day, sometimes multiple times a day, that we often skip right over as we're going about our day. And when we offer gratitude for them, we are reminded that they are, in fact, though small, also miracles. And this is the first moment in which you get to interact with each other. So, if you are in 6th or 7th grade, you are going to find an adult, I think there's enough that each 6th and 7th grader can find a different adult. It's going to mean that somebody's going to have to move. That's okay. See, I put you closer together so you have to move less. You're welcome. And what you are invited to do is to find a partner and find 3 blessings. You're going to figure out which of these 14 blessings feels easiest for you, which of these 14 blessings is most challenging for you, and which of these 14 blessings do you have the most questions about? One that's easy, one that's a challenge, one that you have questions about. Find a grown-up. If you're a grown-up, find a not grown-up. Have a conversation. Ready, set, go. Yeah. If you have to move in order to find a grown-up, that is okay. I see your question. I'll come to you.
Even if you are technically a Jewish adult because you become bar mitzvah, but you are in 6th or 7th grade, yes, you still have to find another adult.
"60 more seconds. You have 60 seconds."
All right. No.
All right. Wherever you are in your conversation, I'll invite you to finish whatever sentence you're on. If you're feeling brave, you can stay in the seat that you've found.
Ooh, yeah, just stay.
In fact, let's
Just
do
stay,
that
just
because we're
stay.
all going to stand up anyway for the words of Baruch Hu, and then perhaps after Baruch Hu, when we sit back down, if you wanted to move to a different space,
Yeah.
you could do that. But for now,
But it
we are
must be
going
one of
to
these.
turn to page 108 for the words of Baruch Hu, and we rise.
What?
My dad.
Ya la la la
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. You may remain standing, actually. So, actually, I'll invite you to take your prayer books and put them on the chairs behind you. If you are able to remain standing, go for it. If it would be better for your body to be seated, that is okay. We're going to take a moment on this Eve, Erev. It's Erev Tu B'Shvat. And we're going to take a moment to tap into our inner tree. So I'm going to invite you all to stand with both of your feet firmly planted on the ground. You may decide that you want your feet together to make one sturdy trunk. You may decide that having them shoulder width apart is going to make a sturdier trunk for you. But however is going to be most comfortable for you, get a feel for where you are. And then once you feel like you know where your feet are, we're going to try and get still. And I'll invite you to close your eyes. And if closing your eyes is not comfortable for you, I'm going to have you look down in front of you so that you can focus, even if you're not closing your eyes. I invite you to take your shoulders and roll them in a direction once, just to remember that they're there, and then let them just drop a little bit. And take your arms and follow your arms all the way to down to your hands and your fingers. Maybe wiggle your fingers a couple times. Remember that you have fingers. And then maybe stretch your hands all the way out and scrunch them in to balls and back out again. And then just maybe like shake them out once or twice and let them hang. And take a deep breath in and hold it for just a second and let it out. I want you to see if you can be a tree. That might mean something different for each one of you. So for some people, that breath in and breath out, you can imagine that that's your tree filling up with the carbon dioxide in the world, and then you're breathing out the oxygen. We can be the opposite of what we do as humans. Maybe you're going to root your feet down into the ground and see if you can imagine your feet growing roots anchoring you, and straighten your spine so that you're as straight as you can be going up and down at the same time. Stretch your body out a little bit. You can imagine having rings like the layers of a tree each year. Some of you are thinner trees than others. You can imagine what kind of leaves you have, or maybe you have needles. Some of us went outside earlier to look at some trees and noticed the different life that lives in and on trees, so you might imagine what you are nurturing yourself in your treedom. Are you a mossy tree? Or a mushroomy tree, maybe? Do you have a bird nest somewhere? Keep breathing. And just like trees, we have so much moving inside of us. A different kind of sap, perhaps, but sap nonetheless. So just acknowledge all that's happening inside of you right now. And then slowly, we'll give your hands a gentle shake. And your shoulders a gentle shake. And maybe you can just wiggle your whole body a little bit. Just to move back into human form from tree form. Open your eyes if they were closed. And take a seat. And on page 110, we often offer this prayer Yotzer Or, which is a prayer for creation, a prayer that celebrates and honors creation, that recognizes that every single day the sun comes up and we have day, and all of the things that exist in our natural world we get to experience. So in honor of our tree selves and our actual trees, and all of the other things that make our world what it is, we'll offer the Chatimah together on the bottom of page 110, English first and then in Hebrew. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. Page 114, we can continue with the words of Shema.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu,
Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Hannah, Miriam, Jesse, Zuri, and possibly Shira, optional, are going to come up and help us lead Ve'ahavta on page 116. Yamod. Likra Ve'ahavta. Yeah, sure. No, yeah, Zuri, stay, bring it. It's good. It's all good. Ah, what a good group of people. 116. Chad, Shtaim, Shalosh. Et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'otecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher banochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha,
V'shinatam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'beitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha, uv'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha, leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Yasher koach. You all may be seated. Someone left us a door. Thank you. All right. On page 122, we have Micha Mocha, our Song of Freedom. This Shabbat is Shabbat Shirah, which is the Shabbat when we read from the Song of the Sea, those words that make up a special song in the book of Exodus. And this afternoon after our service, we're going to be joining together to talk about Rabbi Rabbi Angela Buchdahl's book, Heart of a Stranger, which even if you didn't read the book and you're like, I'm interested, you should still come because it'll be a great conversation. Want to share, there are many, many things in here that are worthy of full conversation, which we'll talk about, and wanted to share one little piece in each chapter. At the end of the chapter, she has what she calls Devar Torah, a word of Torah, and in one of her chapters called Seminary, she has a Devar Torah on the word Shirah, song, that is very fitting for what we're going to hear chanted a little bit later today in our Torah service. And so before we go into Micha Mocha, I want to share this with you. She wrote in this chapter, for a cantor, one of the most important Shabbat services of the year is Shabbat Shirah. That's today, the Sabbath of Song. It falls as the Torah reading cycle reaches the climactic moment of the enslaved Israelites passing through the Red Sea to freedom. The entire congregation rises, as we will do, to hear Moses' Song of the Sea, which has a special cadence unique to those verses. Cantors often go all out and add extra instruments or vocalists for this musical Shabbat. That's definitely why we invited Austin. It's just a coincidence, but we're glad you're here. The verses that we're going to hear Liz chant soon say, I will sing to God, for God has triumphed gloriously. God is my strength and song. You have become my deliverance. And she goes on to write, it's hard not to be moved by the drama of Moses liberating his people, and that his response to freedom was song. Only as an adult did I learn that Miriam, Moses' sister, was there too, leading the women in her own chant of deliverance. It would be easy to miss Miriam's song. Moses's is 19 verses long and visually set apart in a special double column in the Torah. Miriam only gets one verse, like a footnote or afterthought, which largely repeats Moses's first line, sing to God, for God has triumphed gloriously. But there's one notable, perplexing difference. When Moses sings first, the Hebrew verb used is the expected lashir, to sing, az yashir Moshe, then Moses sang, which if you, in the version of Micha Mocha we're going to sing this morning, the second verse starts with that word shirah hadashah, a new song. But when Miriam sings, the Torah uses the Hebrew verb la'anot, to answer, veta'an Miriam. There is no other usage like it again in the Torah. Rabbinic commentators over the centuries have seized on the curious word difference and offered their explanations. The 20th century Italian scholar Umberto Cassuto deduced that Miriam's verses are a response to Moses's. Miriam doesn't lead singing so much as echo. She has no real song of her own. Yet I, Rabbi Cantor Angela Buchdahl, would contend there is something significant in Miriam's song and leadership style. She doesn't sing solo. Instead, she grabs her timbrel or tambourine and leads all the women in music and dance. Her triumph is collaborative. Moreover, her song does not merely imitate Moses's, she creates a unique anthem of her own. She doesn't sing to the people who have just escaped enslavement, Rather, she sees their gratitude, optimism, and exhaustion and answers their emotion with a communal chorus. And then she goes on to talk about her role as a cantor, leading people in music, not only as a song leader, but a spiritual leader, helping people hear their own voices and maybe even God's through the making of heavenly sound. And so we are going to join together in Micha Mocha, which comes from Moses' words, Moses' Song of the Sea. But we'll channel Miriam and echo each other and bring all of our voices into this celebration. So, sing together, page 122.
Yisrael, Uftechinu Mecha, Yehuda veYisrael, Goaleinu, Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. You may be seated. You may close your prayer books. I know that's the opposite of what we usually do right now.
Yeah, what's happening?
So for the next, actually 6 whole minutes, we're going to give you the opportunity to experience the Amidah a little bit differently than usual. There's a worksheet. I'm going to put them in different parts of the room, and you can find one yourself. And then I'm going to invite you to actually find a spot. You may go exactly back to your seat, but you may, during this part of the service, find a different spot for yourself. Each of the 7 prayers of the Amidah is listed here with a few questions. In the time that we have, you're probably going to get to just one. But I'm going to invite you to take a look at these, the names of the prayers, the theme of the prayer, and the questions associated with one. Choose one and reflect on it. You may want to draw something in the space in response to the question. You may want to write a response to the question. You may just want to close your eyes and think about the question. The only request that I have is that you choose to do this on your own, in your own space quietly. So this is not a time when we are going to ask you to connect with each other. This is a time when we're going to ask you to connect in with yourself. And maybe Austin will help us with a little piano noodling as we go. So as you receive your worksheet, your handout, you may stay where you are or go to wherever makes sense for you. And if this whole thing feels very much like you don't want to do it, the prayer book is always available to you, and you are also welcome to spend time in the prayer book instead or in addition. I'm close. I'm like 1 or 2 short. Do we have any extras? I thought I counted enough. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries, lift my foot over the threshold, that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions, waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher, encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Baruch atah Adonai notea betochenu chaye olam. We continue with a prayer for peace. Page 142, words you mostly have heard at least one time before.
Ose shalom b'mromo, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam.
We rise for the Torah service on page 244, and we are going to actually start on page 246 today.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti unerom b'ma Shemo yachdav. Zach, will you open the door for us? Al Shosha Devarim. Hold on.
Shosha Devarim.
Rabbanasi. Al Shosha Devarim. Ma'olam, ma'olam, omen. Come join our parade. Al Shosha Devarim. We're going inside. Al Shosha Devarim. Wait for us. Al Shosha Devarim. Ma'olam, ma'olam, omen. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al Shosha Devarim. Al Shosha Devarim. Al Shosha Devarim. Ma'olam, ma'olam, omen. Al Shosha Devarim. Al Shosha Devarim. Al Shosha Devarim. Ma'olam, ma'olam, omen. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Well, just go here to come have a seat right here. Lo yesagoy goy cherev Lo yimadu od milchama. Have a seat. Lo yisagoy goy cherev. Lo yimadu od milchama. Lo yisagoy goy cherev. Lo yimadu od milchama. Francino. Lo yisagoy goy cherev. Lo yimadu od milchama. You can all be seated if you are. Kiddo, come sit over here. You can give your instruments to Jacob. Find a seat. Woo! Rabbi Dusty.
Rabbi Molly.
I don't know, we were doing Hakafa, and then all of a sudden these kids.
These
joined
kids,
us
so many
with
children.
instruments. Who are they? Who are these people?
They are the rest of our religious school.
Huh?
We are the, do you know that was it? Who are you? We are the children of Is. Never mind. There's a whole thing.
Do you want to read first? Yeah. Or do you want to tell your story first? Or Miriam?
Story. Or sorry, no.
Read first.
Read first. You want Mario to hold it an end?
What?
Are we gonna lift it up, shoulder around? Okay. All right. Here we are.
Hello.
Do you want a thing? You know, project. All right. Okay.
But then you have to unmute it. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
We are. Oh, thank you so much, Sally.
Tell us you're a teacher without telling us you're a teacher. Rabbi Dusty,
Rabbi Molly.
when we read Torah, don't we usually read it up here?
We do.
Then why are you grabbing it for it?
It's in fact called the reading table.
What are you doing?
Because today's a very special day.
How special is it, Rabbi Dusty?
So this part of the Torah not only is very special, but it looks special. And so we've invited our religious school to be present, to witness, to see, to take part in this particular Torah chanting. And we'd like you all to be able to see it. So we are going to take the Torah down to you.
I vaguely remember reading something 5 minutes ago about how we stand when we read this part of the Torah.
In fact, we do. All right, this is the hardest part. Are we all able to stand without making a lot of noise with our mouths? I think it's possible. Prove me right. We are going to rise without talking. Phenomenal. And Liz is going to chant beautifully from us from this very particular, as we heard also earlier, a very particular way of chanting this particular piece of text.
Yeah.
And
all do the blessings together.
Let's all do the blessing together.
Yeah. We're gonna. How can I help?
Ready?
No.
Great. Hold, please.
Okay.
Literally.
Are we gonna? Okay.
Are we gonna open it, or are we gonna hold it and then say the blessing and then open it?
Sure.
Let's hold it and then say the blessing and then open it.
Yeah.
All right.
I got it.
All right. We're all doing the blessing together. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. Venatan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Ooh.
Amen. Az yashir Moshe uvnei Yisrael et hashira hazot l'Adonai vayomeru lemor ashira l'Adonai ki ga'oda sus berochebo hama vayam o ziv gadia vayili lishua ze eli ve'anehu Elohe avi farom emenu Adonai ish milchama Adonai shemo merkevot paro v'chelo yara v'yam umivchar shalishat uve'yamsu tehomot yechas yumu yardu bimsorot kemo aven.
Dasher.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
So, Rabbi Dusty,
Yes?
have you ever heard anyone talk about the Torah as a tree?
I sure have.
Well,
A tree of life, in fact.
yeah.
Eitz Chaim.
So this morning with our religious school, we looked up close at trees, and I'm wondering, you're doing okay, right? We both have
Doing great.
kids. We're used
Yep.
to holding heavy things. We don't touch the Torah with our fingers, but I'm thinking maybe if anyone wants to get a close-up look at the Torah, now is a great time to come sort of walk up, take a peek, don't touch it, and then you can go back to your seat. Anyone is welcome to do that. So people of all ages, learners of all ages, come take a peek, notice, just like with our trees, see what you can see close up.
But no touching.
Not touching with our hands. We are just looking with our eyes.
Do you see how it's a different pattern than most of it?
I'm seeing red.
Yeah, but we're not touching it, Kayla.
Look,
I can see the red.
Yeah, okay, then once you look, go have a seat so other people can come look close. Kayla, thank you.
and I imagine if the workers smoked coffee on the Torah while they were making it.
Then we would need to remake it, yeah.
And look at that. There's
The times that people didn't listen so well and did touch the Torah, eventually those human oils stay and they attract more dirt. That's why we don't touch it.
and like there's different.
All right, once you've had a chance to look up close, go have a seat so other people can see.
Can rotate out.
How old is it?
How old is it?
Depends on the Torah.
Yeah, it depends on the Torah. This one is pretty old.
How old is this Torah, Rabbi Molly?
Ugh,
Do we
I
know?
don't know.
Not sure.
Molly might know. All right. Doop-a-doo. Okay. And you may all have a seat. Oh no. Where will I put this Torah?
Here. Ah.
Ah, yes.
So the text that Liz just chanted is the very beginning of what is known as Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea. There's two songs of the sea, actually. One is the song that Moses sings, and another is the song that Miriam sings. And there's a whole conversation about those two songs. Moses' song is very long, and Miriam's song is, it might seem very short in text. But what we're told about Miriam's song is that Miriam took her timbrel and gathered all of the women and sang and danced together. And this causes the sages of old to ask, if you've just escaped, if you've just fled, if you've just ran very quickly with very little because you can't take the time to pack, how is it that Miriam had a musical instrument in her backpack? If you're taking what you need in order to get out in time, how is it that Miriam packed a timbrel? Sally has our answer. Share. Aha. So Sally knows the Midrash already, and she shares it with all of us. Miriam had the forethought and the optimism to know and believe that the Israelites would, in fact, make it to safety. And so she packed something with which to celebrate before they even left the place they were in. And so I'd like you to think about, though we will give you, this is something to maybe ponder and share later with someone, to think about what is a thing that you might choose to bring with you that gives you a reminder that even though you may be in a hard place, there will be reason to celebrate. Maybe that's your own version of a timbrel. Maybe you actually have a musical instrument that helps bring joy into the world. Maybe it's something else. I'll invite you to take just a moment and think about one item. Maybe it's physical and maybe it's actually something internal that you bring with you that you know and that will help remind you that wherever you are now, there is a better place, a promised land that you're heading toward.
Wise words.
And when you get there, there will be cause to celebrate. Words I did not write. All the wise ones are words I did not write. Thank you, Liz, for chanting so beautifully. Thank you all for participating in a very different kind of way. Do we want to actually, I asked. Yeah. Do we want to actually ask them to share? We want to hear from them?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Rabbi Molly thinks that actually we should get to share what it is that we'd bring. So
Well,
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. You're not wrong. All right.
We have 3 minutes.
Who has thought of the thing they would pack or one thing they'd pack in order to have some joy later? Yes. Your special stuffed animal. I love that. It's something that brings comfort and something and someone to celebrate. I love that. Yes. I would bring my child who is standing at that corner. Yes. Your toys. All of them? In your backpack? It's very impressive. Big backpack. Or very discerning toys. Yes. Yes. Hope. You would bring hope in your backpack. I love that. Yes. In your brain backpack. I love that. Right in the front. So you're going to bring the small version at least if you can't bring the big version. So you've got your information with you. We've got so many hands over here. We're going to see if we can get a few of them. We won't get to all of you, but I promise if I don't call on you, after the service if you hang out, we definitely want to hear. I'm going to give, it's not going to be all of you. I'm sorry in advance. Here we go. Your drawing book. Love that. Your weighted stuffy. What is your weighted stuffy's name? Brownie. I thought maybe you were going to bring brownies, which would indeed bring me joy. Your ukulele. Oh, it's going to be a musical. Yeah, my brother. Phenomenal. In your backpack? Okay. Food and water. Definitely helpful for joy. Oh, you know, bring his kippah, Marty. Yep. Your ukulele. We have a ukulele choir. Seeds. That's, that makes sense and is wise. Your phone so you can celebrate with all your friends. That is the connecting piece. I love that. Yes. Ooh, many books to distract yourself from being hungry. And Sally's going to wrap us up. A picture of your family. All right, if I did not get to call on you, please share with us later. In the meantime, with all of our hope and our stuffies and our seeds and everything in between, we are going to pack our bags and say goodbye to the religious school who's going to head back to their classrooms.
Fifth and younger.
Fifth and younger.
You
6th
all
and
stay
7th,
here.
you're staying here.
Goodbye.
Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom. Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom.
Watch out, Charlie.
Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, goodbye. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Goodbye, goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Before we return our Torah to the Ark, we are going to take a moment to think about people in our lives who are in need of healing. On page 253, we have Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. And this Shabbat, we as a community are praying for the healing of Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Ellen Gottlieb, Vanessa Bianco, Paul McCready, Glenn Letts, Carol Wilhite, Cindy Balin, Patty Newby, Joe Giordano, Ron Louie, Marion Laird, Sheldon Robert, Lisa Bush, Patricia Barber, Paul Norris, Stephen Thrasher, Laura Halper, Bob Cook, Jason Getler, Nina Schechter, Amanda Young, Wyatt Curcio, Tom Anderson, Mary Wilhite, Stephen Shuckman, Jennifer Stock, Margaret Nichols Kornblue, Risa Coleman, Jessica Abbott, Jody Buck-Tenica, Seth Blank, Avery Dover, Brooke Denmark, Michael Bruhan, and Mickey Resnick. If there are other names you'd like to add to our list, please share with us. If you're on the live stream, please share in the chat. At the top of page 253, Misha Barak, our prayer for healing. Misha Barak, Avotenu, Vimotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Hu Yivarechet HaHolim Ha'ele. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Alehem, Lahachalim Al Urabatam Hazikam, Vaishlach Lehem Me'era Refuah, Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim, Refuat HaNefesh, Urefuat HaGuf, Hashtaba Galav Rizma Kari Venomar. Amen. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. Say together, Amen.
Amen.
Yes, we did it. Once we can do it again.
We lifted the Torah. We're going to lift it again
Hi, for all to see.
for all to see. We'll invite everyone to rise as we prepare to return the Torah to the ark.
V'zot HaTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. It's a different part. It's Chaim Hi L'machazikim ba V'tomchecha Me'ushar Darchecha Darchei Noam V'chol Netivotecha Shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha V'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
You may be seated. Our Haftarah this morning is from the book of Judges. And we're not going to look at the words of the Haftarah itself today, but I'll note that our Torah portion speaks of Miriam's song, includes Miriam's song, and our Haftarah reading includes Deborah's song. And these two are two of kind of our most prominent and beloved biblical female prophets, of whom there are few in comparison. And both of these prophets, Miriam and Deborah, in their songs, celebrate and extol God's strength. The difference between them, noted by cantor Susan Caro, is that while Miriam's song speaks to and about and praises God, Deborah's song speaks about and praises God, but also speaks about and praises people in service of God. So Deborah's song speaks to the importance of humanity in playing a part in bringing about that which we're hoping to see in the future of our world. There is a poem. So some of you know that I am teaching a class on Yehuda Amichai right now and his poetry. And even if you don't, whenever I have a chance to talk about and use Amichai's poetry, I do. So you're kind of all taking a class with me, regardless of whether you're taking the class or not. And there is a poem that connects Miriam and Deborah and all of us. And I thought I would share that poem, and then I have a question out of that poem to ask you. So this poem is called My Parents. It's in Yehuda Amichai's final book of poetry, Open, Closed, Open. His poems are written in sections. So each section has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you might consider each of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s to be their own poems, or you might consider each one to be part of a very long poem that is connected to the heading. So the heading for this piece out of this very long poem is My Parents' Lodging Place. And he writes, "My mother was a prophet and didn't know it. Not like Miriam the prophetess dancing with cymbals and tambourines, not like Deborah who sat under the palm tree and judged the people, not like Huldah who foretold the future, my own private prophet, silent and stubborn. I am obliged to fulfill everything she said, and I'm running out of lifetime. My mother was a prophet when she taught me the do's and don'ts of every day. Paper verses for one-time use. You'll be sorry. You'll get exhausted. That will do you good. You'll feel like a new person. You'll really love it. You won't like that. You'll never manage to close it. I knew you wouldn't remember, wouldn't forget. Give, take, rest. Yes, you can. You can." And when my mother died, all her little predictions came together in one big prophecy that will last until the vision of the end of days. My favorite part about Amichai is that everyone has something different that they can pull from his poetry. And Rabbi Pamela Wax, in thinking about this poem in relation to this week's Torah portion and Haftarah, connects this idea that each of us have our own set of prophets, people that we look to, people that predict our futures in different ways, whether we are paying attention or not. For some of us, that may be our mothers, or may have been our mothers. For others of us, that's someone else in our life, someone who has seen us, really seen us, and said words or given us an idea of how we might choose to act in our future to help us become either who we are meant to become, or at least who that person thinks we are meant to become. And what we have to decide and think about is how to take the words of the prophets and translate them into how we are going to move forward. So what I'd like to invite you to do for the next few minutes is to think about who in your life has been a prophet to you, and to share a little about that person with someone near you. You don't have to move this time. You can just turn to somebody that is near you to share. So we'll give you maybe 2 minutes to think, and then when you've got your person, you're welcome to just turn to someone near you and share a little bit about that person with them. Okay. I'm so curious whether anyone would be willing to share any part of their conversation, either the person that they thought of or anything else that happened in their conversation. Yeah. Always there for you and always understands you. Thank you for sharing. It's good to have a dad like that. David. So I'm going to repeat for the people online, people who understand you, who reinforce your knowledge of who you are. Does that sound right? They help you understand who you are and confirm it. Sometimes it does take another person, like a mirror, to mirror a little bit to help you get a sense of who you are. Or a teacher. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe even some rabbis, possibly. It could happen. Any other folks? Molly? So some prophets are, this is one of the things we were talking about. So Molly said, your mother, because she was such a role model of how to help others. And Rabbi Molly and I were talking a bit about what some differences might be between how people prophet, how people prophesize, and because you've got folks like Jeremiah, Jeremiah he was not very happy to be a prophet. He was
It's worth noting what you said to me, your observation, that a lot of the male prophets were a lot whinier than Miriam and Deborah. We just happened to notice that, that's all.
take from that what you will, who knows? But right, that there's something interesting about there's more than one way to be a prophet, to show up for other people and to help become that person for other people.
Right.
Any other, yeah, Sally. So I'll just to repeat a little bit, Sally shares that in addition to parents and friends, people in your generation and the generation above, Sally says her kindergartners were some of her best teachers in addition. Hang on, I'm going to go all the way to the back, and then I'll come back to you, David.
Where is your daughter?
Oh, they were listening. I wish maybe they weren't listening so hard in that moment. But there is something about the ever teachable and ever learnable components of life, right? Where the same things that you teach to others are things often that at different points maybe you need to hear. So to have people who have gotten what you've taught them and have been able to not just show you that they've learned it, but in fact reteach you those things is, maybe doesn't always feel like a blessing, but a particular kind of blessing, perhaps. So we say, thanks, Deborah and Miriam and all of the prophets in our lives who come together to help us be who we are. We will begin to conclude our service.
You skipped over.
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. We're not beginning to conclude yet. David.
Like to say that I think prophecy comes from whole happy families, that is, from families that are unhappy and disturbed, then there's no wrong prophecy to listen to.
Or maybe what you learn is how to be you learn from a lack of prophets as well, perhaps. Or some folks do. Marty has something to add on that note.
Oh, there's Eleanor. Love that. Love it.
May we all have someone in our lives who can be our mirror. So on page 283, at the top of the page, we'll begin the words of Aleinu. Before we rise, I'll just note that the tail end of this prayer are words from another prophet, Zechariah, I believe, who reminds us that all of this is toward a purpose, that there is a oneness, a wholeness, a unity, a future place that we are all working to get to, and that is to a prophecy that we are all in different ways heading towards. We rise and pray together, page 283. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gdula le'otzer breshit, shehu sam chelkenu le'achel et shemo, ve'gor aleinu le'hamlich malchuto, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo echad. You may be seated. As always, we make sure in every service to honor and say aloud the names of those who have died at this time and in years past. And in doing so, we bring not just their names, but everything they were into this space, and the lessons that they gave us and the stories and memories that we have of them continue to live on. In our community at Temple B'nai Torah, we are in the first 30 days of mourning for the Miriam Meyerson, aunt of Jennifer Rosenthal, Muriel Joyce Tans, mother of Robin Negrin, Elizabeth Hager Bilms, aunt of Marshall Brumer, Zoe Monserud, friend of Max Levitt, our congregant Patricia Shapiro, mother of Rachel Sterrett, and Gerald McLean, father of Rosie. And we honor on their yard site Benjamin Sable, Stanford Pohl, Mariana Ahrens, Dr. Bert Konowitz, Joyce Lynette, Dr. Randy Stubbs, Joseph Abrams, Frank Allen Coombs, Lila Kaufman, Daniel Edelson, Helen Judith Fagan, Phyllis Mossholder, Rosalie Michaelman, Vita Tokar, Ben Ballur, Sam Dworkin, Abe Guvrin, Bessie Nash Judd, Michael Morris, Martin Moskowitz, Grigory Petrov, Jeffrey Plotkin, Plotnik.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
If there's names I inadvertently mispronounced, and if there are additional names that you'd like to share,
Not the
offer the
first.
opportunity to correct me and add your names to the names we're praying for today. For all those names and those we hold in our heart, we offer Kaddish Yatom, page 294. We rise as a community. Yikadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, B'hayachon uvyom echon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei d'kedusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. You may be seated.
Before we
Wanna
do
sing?
Kiddush and Motzi, yes. Thank you to Liz for doing our live stream. Thank you, Austin, for uplifting our music. Remember, if you are in 7th grade or 6th grade, you have the option if you want to come talk to me after the service. If you're planning to stay for the book discussion, which you should, we are going to start at approximately 12:15, and we are going to meet in the library.
Sounds great.
Great. So feel free to grab some food and then meet us in the library. And if that becomes too crowded for us, we'll figure it out. We're great at figuring things out. So, anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
Do-do-do-do.
Kiddush?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right, if you want to raise, as my 2-year-old is very excited about doing these days, your fake cup high in the air, you're welcome to join me.
Think it's imaginary.
But imaginary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey,
Shabbat shalom.
hey,
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
hey,
Shabbat shalom.
hey.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Woohoo.
Shabbat shalom. Oh, look at the door.
She can't get in.
Orange trees? I love that part too. Oh, okay, nice.
I'm so glad you enjoyed. We realized last night, we were like, we didn't really warn the grown-ups that we were going to be doing this.
Hello.